possibly the worst refereeing performance ever.
Right.
Probably not ever. There was a dead-on penalty that he didn't give.
Right.
Who was that? It was Newcastle. It was against Newcastle. It was a Villa player. He handballed it in the box. He jumped up, did a little pirouette in the air, and landed inside the box. He gave the handball about a yard outside the box. And the guy, he tried to jump. You know, do you know how they do it? They try and get outside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even make it.
Wow.
So, yeah, he landed inside the box and he still gave it. Ridiculous. He did get their keeper getting sent off right. That was good. Because I did wonder because I didn't watch it at the time, I was wondering why Martinez got subbed on, but it's because their keeper got sent off. Crazy tackle. It's good, though. It's good to watch.
I did see that. I did see the sending off, but no, I haven't seen a lot of football this weekend. I've been racing this weekend, so
I should have done it on my own, shouldn't I, this week?
Racing's
Abraham as well, offside goal.
Yes, yeah.
You saw that?
I saw the write up on that.
Yeah,
there was unhappy with because that was the first thing that happened, wasn't it? The goal.
Yes,
and
it was. Yeah. The thing is, though, 10 years ago, that doesn't happen.
No,
there's no VAR. People are saying, "Oh, that's why we need VAR," but it's made refs worse. 10 years ago, they're not reliant on it, and they're proper concentrating. They're looking at everything. Linesmen are in the game. They're not going to make that mistake. They did make the odd mistake, obviously, but they're spotting that. I think VAR has made refs worse, and people are saying it's a good advert for having VAR. VAR is a good thing, but it has been implemented totally wrong. Like literally, if there's a mistake, you can just watch it back. That's it. Just watch it. And if you can't tell, leave it. Don't be getting your lines out and stuff like that. If you can't tell, leave it. That's it. That's all you got to do. How long is that going to take?
Yeah, that's the issue with VAR, isn't it?
Yeah,
The time it takes.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was Villa Newcastle. And luckily, because most of the decisions went against Newcastle, it was Newcastle that got through. So it wasn't really a big deal. It would have been a big deal if Newcastle had gone out. Right, so the next one for Room 101A is, of course, VAR. What are your thoughts on VAR then?
I like VAR.
Yeah.
I think it's...
In theory.
Yeah, I do think it's good. I know traditionally we've had decades and decades of the man in the middle and the linos and them making the decisions. But I think VAR's good for football in getting the decisions right. But the time is far too long.
Too long.
Yeah, very good, Al. Yeah, making them decisions.
It's got to be quicker.
When you look at the replays of an offside, you can see that player's offside, and yet it'll take 3, 4, 5 minutes for VAR to decide. That needs cutting out.
The other week, though, I can't remember who it was. They looked offside. I think it was in the Liverpool game. They looked offside, but they gave it, and they said it's because we give a few inches now. Like
right.
They've made the bar. Do you know they draw the lines? They made the lines thicker or something like that.
Oh right.
And because it was within the line, it was okay.
I mean, it's good for the tight decisions. VAR's good for that. But when you can see with your naked eye that they're on or they're off, it shouldn't be taking 3, 4, 5 minutes.
That is weird.
And the other thing as well is, how can you get it wrong? It was announced a few weeks ago that in the first half of the season, there's been 13 errors from VAR.
13.
13.
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
A couple of them were red cards, a couple of penalty shouts, and, how can you get it wrong? They're sat in a room watching it.
You can see exactly what's just happened.
And that's where the issue is.
Sometimes it's a bit judgment, like fouls, whether it's a red card or not. I can't remember who it was. I know Mascara got away with one the other day, but I think Gomez. I don't know. He put the studs down, and it kind of went across the knee, and everyone who saw it thought that's a red card, and they're like, "Oh no, it's just a glancing blow." So there's still going to be that element of, opinion. But with stuff where it's onside or not, they should never get that wrong.
No.
But also, when someone scores a goal, obviously there's the main thing like, we don't know if they've scored or not. We can't really celebrate a goal. You need to be able to... I mean, everyone does that, don't they? The players still celebrate it, but there's always that bit in your back of your head, where they start looking for something, and they're just looking for anything at all that's happened. And I'm like, what? Don't do that.
The thing is, as well, going back to the 13 errors, they go to a panel and get looked at, all the VAR decisions, and then it's come up, well, that's a monumental error from VAR. And then obviously you get your Howard Webb writing to the error. And
we're very sorry.
I
know it could have cost you millions of pounds because you've just been relegated. We're very sorry.
And you might think it's like, nothing, that player should have got sent off, he didn't. But it could have changed your game. And if you get relegated by, a couple of points or, it's fine margins, and then mistakes shouldn't happen.
No. And VAR was meant to stop that.
Yes, exactly.
Because if you went down because of a howler from the ref.
Yeah.
And that happened because it's a human being.
Yeah.
But that could cost you loads. So you bring in VAR, and then that won't be a problem, but it still is.
Yeah.
And it just shouldn't be. But one of the solutions Lineker said was maybe have a challenge system. So similar to tennis, your team can say, no, that was a terrible decision. I'm going to challenge that. Maybe you have like 2 challenges a match or 1.5 or something like that. And if you're right, then you get it back. And if you're wrong, you've lost your challenge and you can't challenge again. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I like that.
I kind of like it. But I feel like if that happens, then teams are then going to have to employ a big team of people also watching the game who are then going to tell the manager whether or not to challenge. So the manager probably want to just on his own just say, or the head coach, will just want to say, right, I challenge that. But then they might have a team of people behind him saying, no, you can't do that. It was. Because the managers are always just saying what their team is, isn't it? Pep the other day, when he didn't get a penalty, he was like, no. But everyone else was like, no, it wasn't a penalty. So, I wonder if that's going to happen.
I suppose, again, the game's going to go on, isn't it? You're going to have a period where, before they've decided what they want to do,
Yeah, when can you? Yeah. I suppose if he's gone out of play. But if it's a foul, then he could have just been carrying on for ages. They could have gone up the other end and scored. So they had to be fast if they did that. And obviously, footballs, there's a lot of money involved. With tennis players, you are the tennis player. The tennis player that's all they are. They're not a team. There's not that load of money behind them. They haven't got a stadium for themselves. Fans haven't paid tickets to see you. I mean, they might have, but they haven't paid you, have they? They pay Wimbledon so they can go into the grounds and hopefully they get to see you. But they haven't paid you. So it's different, isn't it? There's so much money involved in football that...
it sounds a good idea, but in reality it's not, is it?
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see how it works, if it works. But I can just imagine, because there's so much money involved, they would have to hire loads of people just to quickly analyse them. I don't know. I'd like to see it. Or, I mean, one of the things is the people doing VAR, they're not allowed to slow it down, or they can just watch it a couple of times. And if you can't tell, then it wasn't it's clear and obvious, isn't it? If it's a clear and obvious error, then it should get looked at by VAR. But they're not doing that. They're just looking at everything, aren't they?
I think one thing about VAR that surprises me is if there's if there's a challenge comes in and the referee don't see anything wrong with it, don't think it's a red card, play carries on, but VAR are looking at it while play is carrying on, and then they stop the play. I think if there's a bit of a dubious decision, I think the play should stop.
Yeah.
Just like...
Are they doing that, though, to stop the stops? Because they want it to flow as well as they can.
Yeah, but that was the plan. But look at it. Hang on, VAR's having a look at it, and then 7 minutes later, they make a decision.
When they're standing around as well.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably getting cold.
Exactly.
I'm surprised they haven't got, like, people coming on and wrapping their legs in, like, heaters or something.
So...
I'd put it in there. If I had the choice of not having it, I'd not have it.
See, I would have it, but it needs to be improved. You can't you can't have these timings. You just can't.
But if it was have it as it is now, or it's totally gone, I'd say totally gone.
Yeah. If they can't fix the time and God knows what, then just get rid of it. Get back to
It was lovely watching the FA Cup.
Yeah.
FA Cup week when we knew that it's round 3 and 4, it's not going to be used.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
Yeah,
there were mistakes though.
Yeah,
which could have cost little teams a lot of money, but so I can see why it is. But I think I'll let you throw that one in the room 101A as well.